people go through addiction? We all know the dangers of drug use and how it can harm ourselves. While there's many documentaries and films about people's struggles with addiction, we don't often see the victims' families give their side of the story. Let's start with addiction as a whole. What is it? Addiction is a biopsychosocial disorder characterized by compulsive engagement in rewarding stimuli despite adverse consequences, or simply, it's an urge to do something that's hard to control or stop. Addiction is very dangerous. The substances people get addicted to can harm not only the addict's mind, but their bodies as well. Addiction also puts a big strain on relationships the addict has. This means friends and family are also affected when someone they know and love is addicted to something. We as a group decided we would interview ourselves and our classmates to get the family side of the story. We had assumed beforehand that most of us had dealt with addiction in the family in some way, but as we conducted the interviews, we realized just how many of us had experienced it. In total, 4 out of the 5 of us had experienced addiction in our families. That's about 80%. While our data doesn't represent the whole world, it does give us an idea of how common addiction actually is. Our interviews also show us how addiction changes our views on addiction itself. Here are the interviews now. Who are you?
My name is Mar Hernandez.
I'm JP Gibbons.
My name is Samuel Gazinski. I'm literally in your group. You should know this.
I don't.
I'm sorry.
Do you have any friends or family who have suffered from addiction?
Yeah, I've got a few.
A few?
A few.
Okay. Yep, a whole slew of them.
Yeah, so my uncle had multiple DUIs and had his license suspended. I just didn't really feel any of the effects of it because they're in Tennessee and I am in Illinois.
How has watching them go through addiction impacted your view on addiction?
Uh, Not much, since again I didn't really witness it or feel the effects of it. Since again they're in Tennessee, I'm in Illinois. It's very far away, so I didn't have to be the one to like taxi him to work since he couldn't drive himself for years.
Well, it's changed my views on addiction pretty radically. I hate like the idea of it. I've seen so many people's lives ruined by it that I just hate the thought of it.
Yeah, 100%. It makes it a lot like scarier since I personally know and I can see what's happening as they go through it.
How has your perspective changed from viewing their addiction?
A little bit. Like you kind of hear about, all like the negative effects you can get from being an alcoholic, but again, I didn't really experience it for myself, so it's not changed that much. It's just I do get that it can negatively affect people around you more than just yourself as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it.
Yeah, they're horrible. They're detrimental to their like mental and like physical like abilities, and they just hate themselves for like the duration of like the time they're using. It's horrible to watch.
Yeah, it makes the substances seem like a lot worse, I guess. And it makes me want to do them like a lot less. Like I basically be like, no, never,
Never.
never.
Those of us who had seen how severe addiction could be view the substance worse than those who haven't seen addiction. This raises the question, why do people continue to try these substances, even after seeing how harmful addiction is? Science shows that addiction can run in families, which means that some people are more likely to become addicts than others. Trying out one substance can lead to trying out others and becoming addicted. With this, we can hope that you take your time to step back and think about your family's history. If there's addiction, maybe think about taking extra precautions while at parties or at other places where these substances can be found. One of the foundations that helps drug abuse is SAMHSA, or the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. It has a hotline where they provide support and resources to those who are addicted to the substances. The resources they provide include state intake centers as well as behavioral health centers to heal. SAMHSA also provides information on homelessness and housing resource centers for those who may be recovering addicts who are on the streets, or for anyone else who needs a place to stay. Their main goal is to give addicts resources they need, or just to overcome their addictions, but also to take care of their mental health. On their website, you can find various hotlines with different language options, and you can also find information about them and information on how to help. Each hotline has information specialists who provide all the information one would need. While SAMHSA doesn't take donations, they do encourage people to help their community by participating in campaigns and programs towards helping those with addiction or mental health issues. They also provide resources that can teach people enough to start their own programs or campaigns. They have programs to teach people about creating drug-free workplaces, medication-assisted treatments with treat substance abuse disorders with medication, National Recovery Month, and many, many more. And with that, please remember, if you or a loved one is suffering through addiction, please call the SAMHSA helpline 1-800-662-4357. That's 1-800-662-4357, or visit www.findtreatment.gov. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and have a great day.